Hi, this is Jeff Brailio, and welcome to our LLC education series. This short video discusses management of the LLC. But before we begin, just a few of the preliminaries that you're probably very well aware of. Today's presentation and all the materials are copyrighted by my office, so no unauthorized reproductions. There's no need to steal them because they're always available for free on the website. So just go to the website and watch them whenever you want. Also, this educational video is for informative and educational purposes. It's not meant for personal, financial, accounting, or legal advice. This is pretty much just so that you are an educated and more aware small business owner and enabling you to be more successful. If you have specific questions about your particular situation, we are happy to discuss that with you at the office. So just give us a call and we're happy to sit down and talk with you. Been an attorney for 19 years, created lots and lots of businesses with lots and lots of clients and lots of different industries. Also been a real estate investor, real estate agent. We do title and escrow, entrepreneur, consultant, etc., and teacher. What our office provides, we do a lot of entity formation and asset protection, estate planning, title and escrow, business and real estate transactional documents, consulting, fiduciary services, live education, and free webinars. We do lots of education, so be aware of that and join us for one of our free webinars. We do about 15 a year. Okay, management. All LLCs can be member managed or manager managed. And this is sometimes confusing to a lot of clients because there are reasons why you would do both of them, or either one of them, I would say. And the member managed can be slightly easier because you're only wearing one hat. You're always a member and you're always acting as a member. But if you're in a manager managed LLC, you are both a member and a manager. So you have two hats to wear. Remember that a member that's what we call the owners of the company. So if you're a member of an LLC, you're an owner of it. You have interest in it, a share, so to speak, in the LLC. If you're a manager, then you're just a manager. You're a hired gun. You're hired by the LLC to run the company. And yes, a member can and often is also a manager. It doesn't have to be. You can own an LLC and hire somebody to be the manager, or you can essentially hire yourself to be the manager. So for member managed companies, there is no manager per se. So you never really call yourself a manager. You're always acting as a member / owner of the company. So when you sign documents, you will sign as member. Be aware that in member managed LLCs, that all members, if you have multiple, all members have a say in running the day-to-day business. And all members must sign title documents. They probably don't need to sign contracts and things like that, but on title, if you're transferring property, all members must show up at closing and all members must sign. If your title company doesn't know that, your title company doesn't know what they're doing, so make sure you have a good title company. But all members must sign those title documents. And so that's one of the reasons we generally recommend that LLCs be manager managed. It makes running the business more efficient because you don't need to get all the members together to make decisions. Okay, so in a manager managed LLC, it's the manager that conducts the daily business, signs lease agreements, signs contracts, authorizes repairs on homes, authorizes supplies to be ordered, and the members, the owners, only do big ticket things. And in our other video on LLC paperwork, then you can read about what those are. A member can and often is a manager, and so in that event, you will wear two hats. So you kind of got to remember what you're doing. Are you acting in one of the bigger roles, like a merger with another company, filing the bankruptcy for the company? These sort of things you'll do as a member. If you're holding a meeting of the members, then obviously you're acting as a member and you'll sign those documents as the members. But other than that, you're acting as the manager. Everything else is signed as manager. So if you're signing a lease agreement with the tenant, you sign as the manager. If you are ordering supplies, you sign that as the manager. If you're signing title documents, you sign as the manager. And you should be aware of this because your title company may not, if they don't understand corporate entities and how title works and how signing authority comes about. Make sure that you know, and when you tell your title company you need to transfer title or you're going to do a closing or whatever, that the name of the owner of the property is the LLC, and you will sign on behalf of that LLC as the manager, if it's manager managed, or as the member, if it's member managed. Okay? Why we recommend manager managed? First, privacy. If you don't elect us to be the governing person on your LLC, whereby I will be on corporate records and with the state office, you can maintain more privacy because you will list yourself as the manager of the LLC and not necessarily as the member. Now, people might assume that because you're the manager that you also are an owner of it, but that's not necessarily always the case, and it's not necessarily something you have to divulge. So if somebody calls you, just say, yes, I'm the manager, and I'm not allowed to divulge who the members are. So manager managed can provide some privacy. If there's a death of a member, remember in member managed, all members have a say, and if a member dies, depending on their estate, you may find yourself suddenly in business with a spouse, a child, a third cousin who you can't stand. And so it makes it easier in management because the manager is not affected. The manager's still there and the manager still can carry on day-to-day business while the dead member's estate is deciding who's going to take ownership of this company. Again, that's ease of daily operations, especially with series LLCs and more complicated LLCs. It makes it easier to sign title documents because a manager in the companies we set up, a single manager, even if there's multiple managers, a single manager is authorized to sign title documents alone. So you don't have to have everybody at the title company signing title documents. So that makes it easier. Division of labor for multi-member LLCs. So if, remember, if it's member managed, all members have a say in everything. But if it's manager managed, you can define one manager to cover certain obligations and the other manager to be responsible for other things. And so you can divide up the labor much more easily if you have a multi-member LLC. And then there's some extra protection because when you're doing the day-to-day business, you're acting as an employee of the company and not as a member. And yes, members do get protection. And so, by statute that, a member acting on behalf of the LLC is acting on behalf of the LLC and is not personally liable. But there's a little bit of extra protection when you're acting as an employee. Okay, so usually the only time we set up a member managed LLC is for single member, low risk businesses set up really specifically for tax savings. These are the S elected LLCs or S Corps. And a great example is a realtor setting up an S elected LLC to run their real estate commissions through. Being a real estate agent does run liability, but it's a low risk enterprise. And you really have set up this company for the tax savings on your real estate commissions. And so we'll very often do member managed for those because, again, it's a little easier because you only wear one hat. So that's about the only time we do that. Other than that, we generally recommend manager managed. So that's member managed versus manager managed. If you have any questions, just give us a call at 801-560-2180. Thanks.